What's up, TGN and Yesh Gamers? Robert the Bruce here, and today we are looking at a real fun class I like to call the Team Deathmatch Ninja. The TDM Ninja is not only a certain class setup, but it's also rooted in two specific TDM strategies. I'll get into those more later. First, let's look at the class setup. The TDM Ninja is built off of equipment only available to the Recon class. Technically, the gun choice is up to you, and is based on what suppressed weapons you perform well with. My absolute favorite gun to throw a suppressor on is the AK-5C. If you don't have a specific gun you really feel comfortable with when it's suppressed, I highly recommend you give the AK-5C a shot. It maintains great stopping power, range, controllable rate of fire. I've got a separate video I put up just talking about it, so I won't get into more specifics, but if you haven't used it much, it's a great choice. The sidearm, again, is up to you. For a suppressed pistol, I prefer to use the CZ75. Good stopping power and a solid magazine size make it a nice backup weapon. Beyond these two choices, the class gets very specific with the loadout. As you'll see throughout this video, your grenade choice will be the flashbang. It has a wide variety of uses. If you need to reload or get your bearings, it's an awesome way to buy some time while you duck behind cover. Even after the initial flash, that sounds hot, there's a nice cloud of smoke that provides additional concealment. It's also an awesome way to get the jump on a group of baddies. If you know there are 2 or 3 in a room, lead with a flashbang and it'll be easy to clean them all up. Lastly, I like to use it simply to test and see if a bad guy is hiding around a corner or something. If I'm not certain and I need a quick indicator, I'll toss a flashbang somewhere, and you know immediately if there is a threat in that room or not. It's an integral part of this class and cannot be ignored. For equipment, you'll be running with the motion sensors, aka Pokeballs, and the tugs. Remember earlier when I talked about 2 specific TDM strategies that you'll be using? This is where those come into play. There are times when you're in a high traffic area and it just doesn't make sense to leave that zone. You want to stay constantly moving, but it may involve simply circling in and around the same building. I call this zoning, and this is where the tugs is a massive advantage. Drop it down when you have a second, and it'll be much easier to constantly get the drop on the baddies. Since you're running suppressed and using flashbangs, you can quickly see how this is such a deadly combination. Other times, however, it becomes necessary to change location on the map. Maybe you've just spawned in and are running towards the action, or maybe you need to relocate for more ammo, etc. This is where the motion sensors really help. As you move into uncharted territory, toss the motion sensor out ahead of you. If there are enemies in the zone, you can then use flashbangs to catch them by surprise and just clean house. As always, you're still suppressed, so you can often move through the zone unnoticed, dropping bad guys as you go. Like a ninja. Hey-oh, title reference! I've named this class the TDM Ninja because it's one of my favorite ways to play Team Deathmatch. That being said, it's a very viable option in certain other game modes. This can be a great class to run in Conquest, especially if you like to sneak around by yourself and lone wolf it all the time. Domination is a clear game choice as well because it's so similar to TDM. And it's also a brutal class setup for Diffuse. I definitely recommend trying it if that is one of your favorite game modes. I would not, however, recommend this class for game modes like Obliteration and Rush. It's hard to really utilize the stealthy abilities of this class in Rush because you're centered around objectives. You will almost always get noticed. The same goes for Obliteration. If you grab the bomb, the whole enemy team can see you anyway. If you're not grabbing the bomb, it's still not a good choice though. Hopefully you're sticking with the bomb carrier, and since the enemies can see where he is, by association they know to expect you there as well. If you're not sticking with the bomb carrier, well, you're not really helping the team, and I'd like to recommend you try another activity, like sewing. Give this setup an evening of your time. I think you will find that it will be one of your favorite ways to play. It's an awesome feeling to know the enemy is desperately trying to find you, but you just keep getting the drop on them. If you've got a similar class setup, let me know in the comments what you change up. I'm Robert the Bruce, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.